Okay, we're going to hear from our race winner, and his race team has joined us here. Denny Hamlin wins the 35th annual Hisense 300 NASCAR Xfinity Series race here today, driving the number 18 Hisense USA Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's joined by his crew chief, Gayle, and Steve Souza, who's the Executive Vice President of Xfinity and Development at Joe Gibbs Racing. This is Denny's 15th career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory, his first NASCAR Xfinity Series win at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So, Denny, congratulations on this win. Certainly it was an interesting race. You were strong there early on and had a few things happen there to you, but then on that last restart, you got a couple tires, I guess, and then you were off to the races. Talk about this win here today.
Yeah, it was I thought that realistically we probably had the best car all day. I just didn't get very good restarts. That's really the only time we would get past is on restarts. The 42 had a good long run car, I think second run of the day, and got around us, but then we started coming back to them there towards the end. So I really had a great car, and then obviously we had that penalty and had to go to the back, and really I drove as hard as I could that last run, and got back up to third, but we needed a caution to get caught up, and we got it, and it worked out to where I was willing to do whatever the opposite of the guys in front of me, which that's the tough spot it puts the leaders. But I mean, we have a Goodyear tire now that wears out, and it gives crew chiefs an option to come in here and take tires and make a charge at the end. So that's why you saw some of the great racing we saw, and it was obviously a great break for us to get that caution.
And Gayle, just talk about some of the moves that you all made today on pit road. It was definitely a team win here today.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think we had a good car, like Denny said, and I thought we were the strongest in the first half of the race, and then maybe we needed to adjust on it a little bit. We did, and then we lost a little track position early, and I think that kind of hurt us. But then I think even once we got, had the pit road penalty, that was the big game changer. And we still probably had the best car if you'd watched lap time. So that last run, we just happened to be restarting 16th or whatever it was, and then it just took a while to get back there. But like Denny said, pretty much without that caution, we were stuck. We were going to finish third. Thankfully, you just got the caution, and then you obviously heard us discuss kind of what to do, and it's a tough situation. Yes, the leaders are sitting ducks, but we decided to come get tires. I kind of left it on Denny to decide, but it's not fair to him. Either way, it could work out or not work out. If 3 more cars had stayed out, might have been in trouble, might not have got there, but it worked out great. Restart on the outside in 6th, and I think that was the key. 4 tires in that restarting position, he was able to take advantage of. Did a great job.
So you took 4 and you were starting 6 on that last restart. That's quite a move up through the field there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Steve, certainly another feather in the cap for Joe Gibbs Racing. This is the, I believe, 7th consecutive National Series points win for Toyota, dating back to William Byron's NASCAR Camping World Truck Series victory at Kansas. So another stout performance in the Toyota camp, and just talk about, JGR, and I know you guys and gals put a lot of emphasis in that Xfinity program.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. I got to say, right before that last restart, my shirt was perfectly dry, so I was sweating bullets when they'd made that call. But I got to say that, Chris and his team and Denny made an awesome call, and Denny just got up on the wheel, which has been fun to watch all these years, starting early in Denny's early career, so it's really fun. Special win for him and for us to watch him do that. And yeah, the partnership with Toyota has been phenomenal, and the guys at the shop, all of our teams, all 3 teams over on the Xfinity side work unbelievably hard together. And obviously the dividends are there. All 3 teams are running well, and so Chris has been a big help. He's our senior crew chief over there now, so he's been helped kind of mentor and guide those guys, and they work extremely hard and well together, and obviously the performance on the racetrack has been demonstrating that.
We'll take some questions now for our winning team. We'll start back here with Jacob and then go to Bob and then to Stan. Jacob, Bob, and Stan.
Jacob Seelman, Race Chaser Online Performance Motorsports Network. I've got 2 for you, Denny. First, that last restart, 4 tires, restart in 6th. What's going through your mind knowing that you may not even have the full 2 laps to try to get to the front, but you've got to find a way, especially coming back from 16th or so after that penalty? I mean, I think we all thought you were out of it at that point.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but our car was just fast. I mean, that helps a lot when you have a car that has speed. just caught in the moment. I forgot to tell him to make an adjustment when we did come down pit road on that last stop. But I knew that, I would have much rather started like 8th on the outside than I would have like 5th on the inside with 4 tires. It gives you the opportunity to run the wide lane through 1 and 2 and make up a lot of ground, which we did. I gave the 42 a push down the back straightaway, which cleared him of whoever he was beside. And then I shot the middle of him in that other car, whoever it was, and got to second pretty quick. So that's kind of the turning point, I thought of it. But, I mean, I knew we had a fast car. I was just disappointed that, I lost some track position on some restarts throughout the day. So got to get a little bit better at those. But overall, the car drove like I expected it, like it did in practice, and, gave ourselves a shot to win.
And secondly, and this is kind of in 2 parts, high sense car, high sense race. I know how big a deal that is for you to be able to deliver for the sponsors. So talk a little bit about that. But 2, as far as jumping in this 18 car and finally going to victory lane, Kyle's already had 4 wins this season. I mean, does it raise the bar for the rest of you guys that have to jump in that car when he's already gone out this year and done what he's done?
Yeah, I think as far as the sponsor thing, it is huge. I mean, obviously, this is their title weekend. They've been a great partner of myself and JGR for the last few years. Had a lot of success with them last year in the Xfinity Series. So, they've really stepped up their activation with their sponsorship and really done a great job of supporting Joe Gibbs Racing. And really, the results are showing on the racetrack. So, thank them for that. And obviously, they do a lot for our sport as a whole by sponsoring the weekend. So it's great to win the title sponsor race, obviously, but to do it in that type of fashion is always a little extra feather in the cap. But as far as driving the 18 car, it's always more pressure. I mean, a lot of it is my inexperience in the Xfinity Series. Even though I've been doing Cup for a long time, these cars drive a lot different. So I kind of leaned on Chris to not let me get too far off base with adjustments in the car during practice. So, I have a little bit different style than what Kyle does. But obviously, he's got a great baseline setup that showed up this weekend, and we didn't adjust a whole lot, but we had to change a little bit for me, and it was good enough. So definitely one of the better 1.5-mile cars I've driven in a long time for this group.
Let's go to Bob, and then we'll go to Stan.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Denny, can you talk about kind of how you felt when you were going to have to restart there after the penalty? And also, I heard you on the radio say, I'm giving them a cushion, but it sounded like there was some confusion of where you should actually be restarting there.
Yeah, you're supposed to restart tail in unless guys wave over, or unless guys lay over. And so my job was to get to the tail end of all the cars that were lead lap and 1 lap down, and then leave a buffer. And I left about an 8 to 10 car buffer from whoever was in front of me to allow the wave around cars to come around the racetrack and then get in front of me. But the problem was all the wave around cars were cars that were multiple laps down, or they had damage, so they weren't wanting to get up there on the restart. So at that point, I waited all the way until turn 4 to catch up to the pack. So I gave everyone an opportunity to get up there as far as they could. But if they don't want to go up there and race, I'm trying to win the race, so I'm going to try to go up there as far as I can. So I was laying back and actually got a really bad restart because off of turn 4, I was sitting there trying to wave everybody past me. But if they're not going to go, they're not going to go. So I think the 11 had a penalty on that restart as well, and he was right beside me. So we did the best we could, but obviously things played out where it really didn't matter because we still came off pit road. We got all the way out to 3rd, and we would have got there anyway. And then the strategy played out. The new tires were going to win anyway, and it just all worked out for us.
Go to Stan and then Chris. Go ahead, Stan.
Stan Creekman with RPMTonight.com, Denny, both for you and for Chris. Is there anything that you learned this morning during the Cup practice, or Chris, that you saw during the Cup practice that helped you come up with a total setup that you felt would take you to victory lane?
Not really. I mean, so our setup is done. You know, it's 7:45 to 8:15 this morning. We're in line. So pretty much we can't do anything more than air pressure past that point. So before they've ever gotten on the racetrack in a cup car. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't talk to the crew chiefs over there, that I didn't talk to Wheels about some adjustments they made, just thinking about whether this would help me in the race or not. But you have to be a little careful because the cars are different. We're not even on the same tires between the two series here. So you kind of have to be a little, use what you can, but be cautious about it. And then obviously, I think one of the things that shows what JGR is doing really well is we're communicating between both shops, Xfinity, Cup. You know, if you look at the crew chief path over here, a lot of us were ex-race engineers, so we're all very well connected and know each other. So there's this freedom to talk between the two buildings and the two series and transfer information and make everybody better.
Let's go to Chris, far right.
Chris9catchfans.com. Denny, last 2 years, got Hisense sponsorship, 3 wins and a second place finish. Do you have any more races with Hisense this season? And you know.
The only race I know I have is Darlington. Is the only one. So I'm batting 1,000 right now, so I want to run as few as possible so I can keep that. Yeah, I think it's a Sport Clips race too, that one. But I've got a great relationship with all the Hisense folks, and you know, we've done really well with them. So I'd like to get back in victory lane with them again soon for sure.
Any more questions for the number 18 team? Well, congratulations on this win here today, Denny and Steve and Chris, and continued best of luck the rest of the year. And Denny, certainly best of luck here late tomorrow.
Thank you.